such as oscillators, filters, and amplifiers to generate and shape sounds.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Synth Geekery, episode 331, streaming live on a Saturday evening here in Perth, Western Australia, down under. Yep, absolutely. If you've been never watched this show before and you're here for the first time, g'day. If you've been here for the last 7 years like me, hi again. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. We're getting some synth stuff done today. We've got a nice little segment with news today. We've got some eurorack modules and some effects pedals to look through. So that should be interesting, I think. One of them's a little bit controversial too. So yeah, you might feel a certain way about it and other people might be, meh. Let's see what you think. We're going to do all of our regular segments. We've got memes. We've got some price watch stuff. We've got Ian's fantastic On This Day segment coming up. We've got a little new segment. Got a new segment coming up today. I haven't got a stinger for it, but we'll roll with it, see what you guys think. Big thank you to Wags. He's got in early with a nice donation of the 10 chuffs, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, we got some chuffs.
Yeah.
Love the chuffs. Bring the chuffs in. Thanks very much, Wags, for that. And we'll talk about that in just a sec. But before I do, I think we'll probably say good day to the crew. We've got Daren and Ian and Chris here. Hi, boys. How are we? How's your week? Good? We'll get to that.
We're all right. Good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. Yeah, and Wagyu, no, the new segment is not jelly wrestling.
Well, we tried to get him.
Always
we tried.
Yeah.
But yeah, we couldn't get the sponsor. Only Synths was the sponsor, but yeah. Anyway, I think we'll get stuck into the rest of the show. Now, boys, we let them all know we're here out of our own personal time. This is a volunteer show. And as Wags has just demonstrated in the chat room, we do appreciate donations, of course. If you can spare a couple of bucks, that would be great. It does pay for the expenses the show has. And we're here turning up every week too. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. 7 years are coming up to our 8th or 7th? 7th or 8th? I can't remember. What are we up to, Daren? 99. 7th year. 7th year. Yeah. Milestone. Coming up very soon anyway. Yeah, can't remember. 331 episodes. If that's any skin in the game, I think it should be. And these boys have all been here multiple years. Daren's been here since the first year. And by the way, I want to say to all the wives and girlfriends and everything, this is just for me and my wife, happy Valentine's Day, because it is the 14th of February. So for all the ladies that are watching, happy Valentine's Day, and hope your partner has given you some nice chocolates and flowers and things like that. And then let him go back to his synths. That's the best thing you can do.
We swapped cards. That was it. We did have a conversation to Jane and I about, are we buying each other anything for Valentine's Day? She went, nah, we'll have a nice meal tonight. We'll watch a movie. But swap with Housse says, I want a card. So I bought a card.
I wanted to share this video, but I think it's going to probably breach copyright or get me a sting or whatever. I'll just describe it to you. So how everyone's sort of feeling the pain with the price increase, inflation and everything. Well, apparently it's a thing now where you just go into the local newsagent store or gift card shop, and you stand in the Valentine's Day card section, and you and your partner just stand there, find a card that you like, that you want to give her. You stand there, you have a look at it, and then you put it back on the shelf and say, I've just saved 10 quid.
Brilliant.
Loved it. It was a good video.
Really good.
Yeah.
But you have to put it back in the used section, though. Used gift card section.
Absolutely. Daren, you're going to like Synth Quiz this week, I think. We'll get onto that later. But why don't we do How's Your Week Been? How's your week been? We'll start with Daren, because I know he's had an amazing week. Better than everyone else. How are you, mate?
I won't say amazing week. I realised I needed a tune for Sunday. Although the last 3 tracks I've put up, there's very hardly anyone's viewing them. So it's like, do I really waste my time to put a track up?
It's a bit like the show, mate.
But yeah, so
sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
So anyway, I just sat down and wrote one because that's the only time I've been in the studio for that. So it's sort of going back to the 90s house classic. So yeah, it was something I found in my old folders, and it's sort of like, if you remember Shelter Me, I can't remember, it was by Circuit or someone. Yeah, well it's that, just D.T.H up. So I'll put that out tomorrow. But other than that, that's all I had time to do in the studio. Yeah, I think that's about all I've done, because I've been working, getting in, and not having time to do that. So I've just basically got that 90s classic to go up tomorrow, and that's it. So, and I've not been able to buy anything, because I said the last thing I bought, that would be it till summer. So, yes, that's it. Not much of a week then, I suppose. Seems to have flew by.
Well,
but it's very nice today, I'll tell you that. It's very beautiful sunshine. So.
Oh, lucky you. We had 37, 36, something like that today here. So
it is -2.
Oh yeah, it's cold. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys got cold, we got hot. Tends to happen in different parts of the world. Right. Who else we got next? We've got Ian next, and I'm going to go Boomcha. How are you, mate?
Hello.
How's your week?
Good day, good afternoon, good evening. It's been an interesting week, really. So I started work on my set for Synth Southwest. So that's going to be middle of next month. So, and I've got half an hour to play. So I'm starting to work something new for that. We released Broken today, actually, this morning, well, midnight. So Broken is now available on Bandcamp. And thanks to everybody who's bought the CD. The orders that came in today will go, well, over the weekend. What else? We started a newsletter, which is going to be infrequent, probably once a month, once every 6 weeks, something like that. Nothing too onerous and filling up people's inboxes. We got a couple of nice reviews of Broken by Oral Aggravation website, which was really nice of them. And then Thursday came, and I thought, well, actually, I could do I'm going to upgrade to the latest version of Logic, but I need to upgrade the operating system first. So I upgraded the operating. Oh yes, I upgraded the operating system, not the latest version, the one before Sequoia, is it? And it went sort of okay. Upgraded Logic. That's all. Then I thought, I'll just try Logic program to see if it's working. And for some reason, my little Focusrite 2i2 just stopped working. Apparently there is some sort of issue, and so if I unplugged it and plugged it back in, it would then work. It seems to be fairly stable now. I did upgrade the control software. There was something on Focusrite's website about it in December, so I'm assuming that, hopefully the control software thing fixed it. Anyway, yeah, that was like, oh, here we go again. It's only been out a year and there's still issues. Anyway, and as a tip, kid, don't go to the latest operating system, is my experience of working with Macs.
Resist.
The only time I did is when I bought the M1 and it came with the latest operating system. I had a whole host of problems with stuff that didn't work.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. Bit of a weird morning this morning. Woke up with vertigo, which is the first because I've got a bit of a migraine. I've taken drugs, so hopefully I'll get through the show and stay upright.
That just sounds so wrong, that.
Well, I took ibuprofen. How's that? I took paracetamol at first. That did nothing. So at 8 o'clock this morning, and Jane, bless her, did bring me a cup of tea in bed. She said, "Keep your head down." So I managed to spend the morning in bed. So I am upright, which is okay. Feeling a bit fuzzy. Last thing is there will be a Sinners review podcast on Monday. Louisa and I have got our first guest, a gentleman who is running Synth Southwest. So Peter came along and told us all about it. And our main topic was songs that get ripped off by other artists. And we made a particular note of Mid-Show when he was in Ultravox, ripping off a song from a small Scottish band, or did he? Let's leave it at that. Anyway, that'll be out on Monday on all podcasts, and it'll also be on YouTube. But that's it.
You should get Lady Gaga on as well while you're at it, and Vince Clarke at the same time.
Really? Yeah, well, that'll be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I suppose at some point we might be talking about Bad Bunny, but I mean, I'm not knowing who he was until I saw the Super Bowl the weekend. But it's a whole different story, isn't it? Really, That's enough politics for 1 week, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Awesome, fantastic. By the way, I have to say, your camera and everything's looking absolutely. I know it's been a little while now since you've had it, but it actually looks really, really schmicko. So you're nice and crisp, and the depth of field, everything looks really nice, mate. Well done, well.
Thanks to my youngest son who gave me it.
Yeah,
he said, "I've got a spare camera. Do you want it?" Oh, yeah, it's got to be better than my £3 one from Poundland.
Well, yeah, your £3 one, mate.
Really.
Jeez.
Yeah. So no, it's good. Thank you.
Awesome, fantastic. And over to Chris. How are you, mate? How's your week been?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. Busy working as usual. So most of the time spent on that this week. I haven't had a lot of free time, so I haven't done that much work on your track, Daren, this week, unfortunately. But I did have a listen. And I did have a little play around in the DAW yesterday, but I need to give it my proper attention.
That's all right. It's just there to play with when you have time and when you get if you're bored of doing something, you can have a play around it. And that, by the way, that crossover that's in it is it's not necessarily how it's going to be, because when we stem it out and things, we might change some of that. Yeah, that was just chopped up from your sections, but it gave an idea how to get it into the next section.
Yep, I take it in that spirit. Thank you very much. Just playing around with things. There's a new synth line in there. I can send you that tomorrow. At some point in time, I'll have to give you stems and all that kind of stuff. So if you ever get into a situation where you say, "Oh, Chris, please, I really need to get them stems together to work out what to do," just tell me and I'll get that sorted out, because that's doesn't require a huge amount of creative stuff to bounce out stems. It's very much grunt work. I have to do that.
No, like I say, at the moment it's fine. We're getting the ideas of how they're going. So as it cracks on, like I say, it's going to be about 20 minutes long, the track itself.
Yeah.
A bit like an orb sort of style. Yeah. So it's going to eventually come back round to sort of more the beginning style.
Well, I wonder if we're going to need to consider having an official part 1, part 2, part 3 thing. And maybe
possibly. Yeah.
I don't know, a possibility of having because when you think about if you put up a YouTube you could put like part 3 up on YouTube instead of putting the whole thing. Just a thought.
Yeah, well, it's a bit like I do my live
completely up to you.
my live sets. It's sort of like a constant track, even though it's changing from different tracks all the time.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great fun in your live set, I reckon. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so
I can't
problem.
be there with you, screaming into a microphone, making a fool of myself with you.
hitting those reverbs.
Yes, hitting those reverbs. We need a lot of reverb, people, because we can't sing very well.
Exactly.
Yes. So, other than that, well, next week there will be some arrivals, and I'll tell you what. I think I've cracked it. I think I've worked out how to solve my space problem in this studio. Now, bear with me. If I have a bank account, and if I take large amounts of money out of that bank account, and then the bank account falls down, that gives me room to put another synthesizer in there, right there. So that is my my great. Do you think I've cracked it, guys? Do you think that maybe you'll solve my
Absolutely.
space problem?
That's it.
Don't know.
That's solved.
I think so. I think I might have come up with something really clever there. So yes, so bank accounts are being drained at not an alarming rate, because I just have to get used to having a synthesizer habit. But yeah, it's the only So yeah, some things have been purchased and they will come next week. And I will give you a very big hint on what one of them is. One of them's blue, and the other one, there may be some mutation involved. So there you go.
Okay.
So most people, I think, are going to be able to get that.
Yeah, one starts with W, and it's something that you like to put in your diet.
Indeed. Yes,
and I have no. By the way, he hasn't spoken to me about this. I'm just guessing. This is purely just guessing.
Yeah. No. We can talk after the stream. I'll give you some inside information if you want it, Rance.
Cool. Do that.
Some good, interesting.
You bought a DX7, didn't you? That's sort of blue. Bits of it were greeny blue, wasn't it?
All right. Okay, that's it for me. Rance, sorry, I haven't got anything else interesting to report this week.
That's all right. No probs. Fantastic. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Just bear with me, guys. I've had 3 hours sleep last night, so if I do some weird stuff, that's my excuse. The previous 7 years, I've got no excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse at all. Okay, I think we can probably run the synth quiz. Let me just get that running. Here we go. Yes, indeed. Now, don't forget, the synth quiz is not Name That Synth, which is another segment that we do when people send in another a synthesizer video, which goes for about a minute, and we have to guess what synth is on that. So it's a different segment. We haven't forgotten about Name That Synth. It's just that nobody sent me a video, probably because we haven't done one for a while, and it's probably sort of just left people's thoughts. And if you are interested in Name That Synth, there are some examples of it on my YouTube channel, so you guys can go check it out. But don't do that now, because we're going to do the synth quiz, and I'm going to give you guys the first clue. And here we go. Here is your first clue. That should get you traveling nicely. Synth quiz, clue number 1 out of the way, and we will go back to this. And I think probably a good time would be to say quick g'day to the chatties, and then we'll go and do funny side after that. So quick hello to the chatties. Hi everyone, nice to see you all. Everyone's saying g'day to everyone in there, so that's pretty good. Let us know if you are new and lurking, and tell us where you're from. There is a decent amount of people watching. By the way, I don't do, just so Addy, for you guys who are watching this, I don't do a lot of social media advertising for this show. I probably might, if I remember, post it on Facebook, but other than that, I'm just relying on YouTube to tell the subscribers that it's on. If you're not a subscriber, do please press subscribe and notifications and that, because that does help you'll get the notifications that the stream is on. But another thing you can do, and it's a free thing to do, is share it with your friends. If you've got synthy friends and you think, hey, this is a pretty cool show, share it with your friends. And It's a free thing. Like, you don't have to always donate money. You can always do free things. There we go. All right, let's get stuck into the regular segment, starting with funny side. Got some memes to get through. Starting with this one. You might have to wait for the news segment to understand what this one's about. But definitely, I'm going to put Ian down the bottom here. Definitely, we've got a competitor now for the Volca. That is for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Range of competitors.
Yeah.
Form factor.
Daren, this could be up your alley. Yes, pun intended. I know you're into guitar pedals at the moment. So maybe more so than Volcas. Yeah. Anyway. It's pink, yes. I know you were going to say that.
I wasn't going to say that, actually. If it was a purple ring string.
Well, I mean, it's close to purple.
With your pink bits.
Yeah, careful. All right, let's move along before we get ourselves into trouble. Now, Chris was talking about investments before. Here we go. Before investing in eurorack, after investing in eurorack. It's a great one, this one. Absolutely.
That arm's a bit worrying.
It is a bit.
It is, but
yeah.
That's how tense
Bloody
you
hell.
are when you're about to make that decision.
Yeah. He's got to get somewhere in. I think he probably needs to go and do a number 2. He needs to get there real quick. Right. Speaking of doing number 2s, you've got the strike fet, 70%. Now, I always told people that when they brought the strike fet out, it actually translates literally to sloppy fat. I believe it's actually the name that's translations. I'm pretty sure Andy Brooks told us that wasn't quite correct. But anyway, you can buy some sloppy fat right there. There you go. Yeah. Yeah,
Tasty.
indeed. Okay, the next one we've got is, Mum, can we have a phase 8? We have a phase 8 at home. I love these ones.
Mine's up there.
Yeah, it's a good one. And last but not least, you don't want to go in there. Heck, we don't go in there. Choices.
Ouch.
I should call this. I've called it dollars in the poll, but I should have called it choices. That's really when you think about it, it's choices. You can either go to hell or you can do a doorless jam. All right, let's release the poll into chat. That has started. Yep, there it is. So, ! vote, space, and the number that corresponds to your favourite meme. 0 for the ring stinger, 1 for the eurorack investment, 2 for the strike fet, 3 for the phase 8, and 4 for doorless, which is what you're looking at now. But, quick, let's not leave it on that too long because people will get influenced. That's what they tell me anyway. Don't influence people. Oh, here comes the votes. They're all coming in. Synth 809, come on, follow what everyone else is doing. You'll work it out. Chris it doesn't take your second vote, mate.
I discounted.
Marky, come on,
End of the world.
do better.
You can do better. Marky can definitely do better than that. He's messing with us.
Yeah, he is. Marky gets a slap. I'm just looking at the chat right now. Peter's done well. Yeah. Wow, it's it's neck and neck right now. Neck and neck. Marky's still not quite got it right. I know he's doing that just to troll me. And Bicky, come on. You're still trying to crash my bot and you haven't been able to do it yet. Wags has been, like, if you want to know who can crash bots, it's Wags. He can do it. He can crash anything, including his Akai samplers. Ask him about
actually,
that.
my Akai MP3 Live 3 crashed twice this week, which was the first.
Well, rule of thumb is we've got 10 votes, and that's all I need to end the poll. If you want to get your vote in, you've got about 30 seconds, and I'm going to end the poll. Marky's finally worked out that that's what he's got to do.
Come on, 39 if you're watching, you can do it.
Oh, I don't think it's actually worked anyway. We are going to we're going to stop the poll. There we go. Here, it didn't make any difference.
Double long network percent.
Yeah. Dorless won with 5 votes. Good job.
Boo. Boo.
It was the one that Ian didn't vote for.
No, I didn't vote for that one.
I mean, honestly, I thought the one with the veins in the arm was probably going to get a pretty decent amount of votes, especially after what Chris said about emptying his bank account out. I thought I'm gonna zip it.
Eurorack.
I knew because I knew this was coming in.
That was a modular one, wasn't it?
That's a.
And Chris didn't say he was getting
was gonna
modular. He
say,
just said synths. So
I did, yes. No, I'll talk more about that next week.
Dear me.
Changed my perspective on pricing. Getting modular.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I've given you some tips on how to save money on Valentine's Day. You know, at the start of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys want?
Will do.
You've saved 10 quid. All right. Here we go. News time. Now it's time to spend some money. All right. Let's fix up. Ian can pop down the bottom now. I don't know where Andy is. Andy did disappear, didn't he? Ian can be there. We got Ian. There we go. Starting with some eurorack modules. Not all eurorack modules, do not worry, but we actually haven't done a lot of eurorack modules for a little while, and I think people are starting to get a bit sad. They're getting sad, and I want to say don't be sad, because here they are. We're going to start with this. How would you say this? Ezeptocore? Or Ezeptocore? Yeah, it's kind of like, feels like a Transformers type name. You know, like you've got Optimus.
Sorry, hang on. I am Ezeptocore.
Oh, jeez. That was actually pretty good. The infinite digits. Anyway, infinite digits. Yeah, I got a cough. I'm back. What is it? It's an algorithmic breakbeat focus sampler and sample mangler, I should say. Obviously for Eurorack, we did say that before, and it's based on the handheld Zeptocore by Infinite Digits. It's a calculator looking thing. Yeah, exactly. But Manico Labs are the people that are doing it, and it streams audio directly from your SD storage, which you can see vertically right in the middle of the module there, and it allows you to perform a few sort of slices and chops and transforms and all that sort of rhythmic and resequencing samples in real time. And I kind of feel like a lot of people have attempted this with a lot of different modules over many, many years, and I kind of just love watching the journey of people sort of, this is my take on how I'm going to resample something in real time type thing. And it's nothing, not a stab in the wrong direction or anything like that, but when you guys watch this, I just want you to think to yourself, how cool is this? Is this something that I could use? And give us your feedback. All right, I am going to shut up. We're going to go and watch the little 50-second video, and then we'll come back and tell you a little bit more about the features that are on this. Here we go.
Well, that made my migraine better.
Ian's the optimist. That's what he is. Well, it is a Turing-inspired machine random sequencer that he calls it the Wrangler, that generates evolving slicing patterns and rhythmic variations and enables dynamic breakbeats, glitches, glitch textures, and constantly shifting grooves without repetitive programming, which is kind of what you saw in the video. That's his sort of thing that he likes. It does have a real-time DSP engine in it, Chris, with multiple effects, including delay, comb filtering, time stretching, tape stop, reverse, playback, saturation, fuzz distortion, which you heard profusely, bit crushing, beat repeating, resonant filtering, vinyl scratching. Did say vinyl, Daren, not another word that sounds like vinyl. Scratching, that is. Okay. Auto pan, transient tightening. And that also, Daren said transient, not something else. And sample expansion processing. There we go. Lots of stuff there. Short description. It's got the real-time SD sampler. It's got the algorithmic beat slicing. It's got the Turing-style random sequencer, which they call the Rungler. And it's got a tempo lock playback engine. You would have noticed in his video that he had the Pamela's new workout controlling this thing. So it does need a clock. I don't know if it has its own clock. I didn't actually read that far. Maybe we'll get there. Heaps of effects, as I mentioned before. And there's a whole bunch of trigger and rhythm tools. There's a browser sample tool that comes with this, which allows you to drag and drop audio files. It does accept WAV files, AIF, OGS. I love it. OGS. And Renoir. And it does the Renoir. Yeah. Interestingly, not MP3, which is kind of cool.
Damn it.
Napster guy will be a really bit upset with that. Auto BPM detection, which is cool on the samples. It does... this is with the browser tool, by the way. It does auto transient onset detection and for intelligent slicing. It has an AI-powered drum separation to identify kicks, snares, and hi-hats. It has...
not AI.
AI-powered, yeah. I would say it's probably just machine code-powered. Yeah, people just really throw that AI term around, don't they? Like it's
everything.
Yeah. A whole bunch of other stuff. 8 HP, so nice compact module actually. Probably it's a good size. I like the 8 HP. Chris and I both like that sort of width in modules. It's good. It does store 16 banks times 16 samples in it. 429 US schmackaroonies if you want to buy it. 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz, so it's CD quality. That's the only kind of a little bit on the downside for me. Not that you really care. I don't really get why we need 96k in eurorack. I don't think we do. It's, yeah, especially if you're bit crushing it and mangling it with all those effects. Really doesn't matter. But yeah, would have been nice if I think if it was 48k. I kind of feel like that would have just been the minimum I would have looked for. But there's probably some chip reason why it's gone to that. Storage, capacity, speed, I'm not sure. Anyway, there we go. That is the Ezeptocore. What do you guys think?
You should have just done a demo with just a drum beat. Just forget all the other, just nice drum beat and just do the demo with that. That'll make it stand out a bit more. Quite like things like this. Being eurorack. Yeah, for those playing live with eurorack, it'd be quite interesting and cool.
Yeah, I've seen a few eurorackers rocking this kind of style of slicing and of break beats and stuff like that, and they really do get into this kind of stuff a lot. So it's a little bit, throws me a little bit off. It's like it's not really to my taste, but I find it a little bit sort of like tiring on the ears, I guess you could say. But
I like it for like just little sections, but they like to go for it like the whole 10 minutes of just constantly.
That's, yes, but this is did you mention as well, Rant, this is actually an open source project as well? I mean, the actual module isn't, but the Zeptocore.
No, we didn't get there. There's a bunch of other stuff in that article that I haven't.
There's a huge sort of history to this, but this is a new a new take on the most recent take on it. So seems to be it's got some good points there, some nice features, and as I said, the compact size is good. Seems very accessible. Yeah, little pricey on the pricey side from my perspective.
Yeah.
That's
I'd kind of be okay with around the 300-ish. I'd be okay around the 300-ish. I think the 429's on the steep side. What's the Amen
That's more
input
like,
for?
the desktop version.
That one had me
It's a
scratching my
slice.
head.
I think
It's
it is
because
a
it
slice.
takes the
It's
aiming
basically-
break all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's the aim and break, but yeah, I think it is the slice number of the 16 slices. So you basically CV.
I thought we were going to get
slice.
religious then.
Amen.
Well, you might, after you've been playing that for half an hour, you might sort of stop and go, amen.
Not even half an hour.
Good point.
There is
30
a,
seconds for me.
Possibly, yeah.
there is a tunnel
I need a
input as well,
drink.
Darren.
Yeah.
No, dear. No, we are studying it. No, we're not going back to the Volkers again. Thank you.
It's probably a bit easier if you look at it like that.
Yeah, it's a nice picture.
Yeah, it does. I believe it does have stereo output, from what
Yes.
I can work out. So
Yeah.
someone would have asked that, and if you haven't asked that, shame on you. You should have asked that, and I got there before you. Okay, yeah, Chris, you kind of hit it on the head. I feel like there's people who do modular for this sort of stuff, and this sort of stuff is more like a performance product. It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of it just sort of slams a whole bunch of samples out at you in varying slicey breaky sort of arrays of sequence. That's kind of its thing, and I kind of feel there's a point where that is probably a little bit uncontrollable, other than just giving it a clock. And that's kind of you've got those sequency Turing sort of things, and that's about it. I'd like to see this expanded a bit and have, especially for the price, I'd actually like to see an expansion model on this, or maybe just make a bigger version of it where you can actually manipulate a little bit more of what's going on with the sequence. You can one of the things
Nice
about
bit
sort of
pocket.
playing samples is that it's good to be able to sort of stay on
Tweak
a
things.
sample sound, get it to do things while you're on it, and also stay on the sequence side and do more things on that as well. And yeah, this is very simple.
Being able to step through each individual slice, hear what it's doing, adjust, fine tune it,
Yeah,
tweak it a bit, go into the next one, and so forth. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
there is kind of a way you can do it with this. There's obviously the Amen, knob up the top, and you've got the Amen control CV input down the bottom, and you've also got the jump, little jump controller. So there is a kind of a little way you can do that. So we are heading down the right direction. But there's that sort of that button on the right hand side of the big knob up the top, and I think that's kind of like your randomization, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
It's like roll the dice type thing, right? It's the roll the dice button. If you look at the little symbol underneath it, it's kind of like that refresh type symbol that you see on a lot of electronic devices.
Browsers and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. So in a way, for me, that would be. I can't actually tell because I actually haven't got the manual here in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that's what that does, and that's kind of cool because if you're not gelling with that particular Turing, designed sequence, you can then roll the dice and keep trying it and trying it and trying it. They mentioned about banks and stuff like that. Not really sure if it mentions anything about saving the sequence. So yeah, because that would kind of this is really cool, I've got this sequence, and turn the module off and turn it back on again, and has it disappeared? Does it have a return state? Love that sort of stuff when people think ahead, especially with digital modules. You turn something off, turn it back on, and it goes back to its default setting, and you really get frustrated with things like that. So I don't know if if the banks they're talking about is based on the samples, or if that's talking about the banks of sequences that you can store. So that's something that I didn't get a chance to really read deep into the manual, because quite a lot of stuff in here, by the way. When you think about it, it's pretty deep. It's got a lot of stuff. So yes. By the way, they do make this product as a handheld. So this was actually, this is a Eurorack module based on a handheld product. And if you think, okay, I'm not into Eurorack, cool, but you may actually be interested in what this does, but more on the handheld side. So you can actually have a look at the Zepto Core handheld from Infinite Digits, I think, do it, or whatever they're called. So yeah.
Let's have a look now.
All right.
Yeah, they're a bit...
Cool.
I think we should cook on, because the next bunch of stuff is from a company called Hinton Instruments. They're based in the UK. I'm going to start with this one, but we've got a few modules to get through. That kind of piqued my interest in a couple of ways. Number one, I don't mind it's a bit of an ALM looking sort of design. I don't mind that interface sort of style. I like that. Look, if you think something's cool,
the British
and it gels with you, then go with it. You know, as long as you're making it your own. They have a bit of a layout with their modules that kind of works together. If you looked at the thumbnail to the stream, I've actually laid them next to each other, and you can see some of the connections, especially down the left hand side and the right hand side on this particular module, will line up with some of their other modules. And it's actually quite nice that they've done things like they've thought about, integration. And what is really piquing my interest in this is their MIDI connectivity with all their modules here. So we'll get to that at the end. I'll explain how that works, but just know that each one of these that I'm showing you, including the MIDI module itself, has MIDI connectivity built into the back of the module. It's done by a cable link, and I'll show you how that all works in a sec. Starting with this one. By the way, if you're interested in Hinton Instruments, they don't just do Eurorack. They're actually a UK-based company that provides audio engineering services for professional recording, film, broadcast, and entertainment industries. So it's interesting that they've got into modular, probably because the owner is into it and they've got the skill set to make these things. But I actually really am intrigued, especially about this one with the generator. The generator is actually a VCO or an LFO, and it actually has, like I mentioned, it's got MIDI control features on it. It has 6 waveform outputs on that. It's nice to have the 6 waveform: sine, triangle, sawtooth, pulse, ramp, and an auxiliary output, which can be noise or something else. The shape control and the CV affects the sine, pulse, ramp outputs, similar to how the VCS3 works. So this is why I'm going, ooh, tell me more, because I like my VCS3 stuff. So yeah, it works similar to the way the VCS3 oscillators work. The aux output can either be a subharmonic stepped waveform, a MIDI continuous controller, white noise, or a clocked noise, or a random CV. So you've got a little bit of choice there.
Digital.
Yeah.
Very digital, I think.
Yeah. Now, I will mention to you that this is an analog module.
Yeah, but yeah.
Probably got some digital brain, right? But it's an analog module.
Yeah, I love hybrid.
Yep.
Hybrid's good.
Obviously, it's got to have digital in it because it's doing MIDI, right? So it's got to have something sort of digital brain in it. The major innovative feature is the gated and triggered modes, which allow the waveforms to be stopped at a breakpoint control and the CV voltage, and then it's released by certain conditions. In the gated modes, the waveforms run when either the analog or MIDI gate occurs, and in triggered modes, the waveforms complete a number of breakpoint crossings set by a MIDI program change and then stop. So a clock mode allows the waveforms to run for a duration divided by from MIDI clock for a synchronization with MIDI sequences. So there's some nice little implementations there that are built into an oscillator, and I'm thinking, this is cool. This is really, really cool. and then your mind wanders. You think, it's got an LFO in it too. What can I do with this, right? So it really does kind of tick a few boxes for me. You can never have enough VCOs, by the way, guys. Anyway, the pitch is controlled by analog CVs and MIDI, with every MIDI note being individually tunable. The tuning tables may be loaded or dumped via systems exclusives, so you can actually micro tune this if you want to. So that's that. That's just the first one, the generator. Love the name. I reckon it's cool. The next one, still down the VCS3 alleyway, is an envelope shaper. Fantastic. Envelope shapers are basically every synthesist's dream, because you want to have advanced ADSR type envelopes. That's that's your building block, right? You can make so many different timbres if you've got a good envelope generator. That's the key. So this has got several novel features, which also means it's got a built-in VCA. Every parameter can be MIDI controlled, including extra ones that aren't on the front panel, like delay, hold, and peak. And the envelope can be triggered by an analog gate trigger or MIDI. Several operating modes allow a wild variety of envelopes to be made beyond the conventional attack, decay, sustain, release, as you can see with the knobs there. The attack decay phase may also be set to repeat, so you've got a cycling envelope, and it's actually set by program changes via MIDI. And the envelope settings may also be saved and recalled from 32 memories from program changes via MIDI, which is nice. And you're wondering, how do I get all this MIDI control in? Well, you've got this module, and you've got something else I'll show in a sec later. The MIDI control is MIDI to CV converter. Okay, there's plenty of these out there. What are you bringing to the table, Hinton, that isn't already here? Okay, well, it has 10 outputs appropriate to a monophonic voice. It has volume, aftertouch, velocity, mod wheel, pitch, bend, pitch, and gate are all available on the front panel, as you can see. And then the pitch and CV have modulation and pitch bend sum to it. The modulation source is on the input jack, and expansion headers are available for the modulation output, MIDI CC and MIDI switch via the back. Note priority can be set to highest, lowest, or last note, or an arpeggiator with velocities following as played. So it's a pretty cool little module in that sense. It's got a few more little features under the hood, and I like the control buttons that you've got on the actual panel as well. So you're not just stuck to sending it MIDI CC or stuff to do it. You can actually manipulate it through the panel there. All right, and we'll get to how that all kind of gels in a sec. Now you've got this next one, which is the pedals interface, and this is for Daren, because Daren's loving pedals right now. The pedals interface is 2 foot pedals and 2 foot switches with both MIDI and analog CV. The pedals may be Yamaha, Roland, or Korg types, and the switches may be, now this is something that is like a switch people knowledge type thing. So they're NO, NC, or C/O types, and it means MIDI local control can be on or off and implemented for recording to a DAW, and the CV outputs may be inverted, shifted, and multiplied. It's quite an interesting sort of module, this one. What else can I tell you about this one? It has a separate panel with the 1/4 inch jacks, which may be positioned in like if you want to put it in a different spot for your performance and preferences, so you don't have to have it next to it like that. Now, I mentioned before, how is MIDI implemented throughout all these modules? It's implemented. Oh, did we have a? Are we web ping again? You stupid computer. No, it's JPEG. So why are you not showing it? Let me just get this back. There we go. I just had to refresh it. So this is how MIDI is implemented on the back of the modules. using the Molex KK
Molex
0.1 inch headers on the PCBs. So you've got the 3 pins, and it's probably technically, what would that be? Receive and transmit, and maybe a ground. I'm not sure.
It's usually +5 signal, and in the middle it's ground.
Okay.
And you really when you're using MIDI, and you actually throw away the ground usually.
Yeah.
Because it goes straight into the optocoupler, so
yeah,
it doesn't really get used.
So interesting how they've implemented that. Now, price, I can't tell you what the price is, but what they're saying on their website is they are all in advanced development stage, and they are basically saying, let us know if you want to order these, and they'll be released to anyone's interest and demand. So I kind of get that basically is saying to me, they'll make it to order. Yeah. Which is probably a sensible way to go about it when you think about it. You're not just going to make a whole bunch of modules and hope they sell.
Imagine the startup costs for a large family like that.
Yeah.
You either have to release them one at a time, but if you're looking at it going, this only makes sense as a complete thing, but we don't have the budget to actually put all these out now at the same time. It'd be a huge, risk to the company, or individual.
They actually do some quite interesting stuff as well, apart from just the modular stuff. I have a bit of a rant. I've said it before. Hinton, please put your address on your website. What you're hiding. The amount of companies that do this, there's no way can you find out where they're based.
Probably a
I've
home
just tried to look
business.
at company's house.
Probably a home
but that's
business.
fine. But then use a box office number. You know. So they have some interesting things. I mean, they bake tapes and stuff like that. It's really it's quite an interesting business. But I'd to do mastering. I'd like to know where they are. So Anyway, that's just rant over.
Okay. Fair enough. All
Fair
good.
enough. Ditto. Jinx.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't know why it's done that. I'm just going to go back to here. Next, and it should say IO. Next. There we go. That's good. One thing I mentioned too is Ian quite cleverly sort of noticed these guys have got a whole bunch of other products, but not just a whole bunch of other products. They've also been in the eurorack realm for a while. If you go to Modular Grid, there's quite a few modules that these guys have made. Not sure if they're still making them or not, but if you look at Modular Grid, there are some interesting products that they've done in the past. Some really big modules too, some massive modules in there, like 40 HP type modules type thing. So yeah, interesting stuff. Love the design, as I mentioned before. I thought no videos to show, so if someone knows someone from Hinton Instruments, get them to reach out, and we can help them out with getting some stuff demoed. That's for sure. Yeah, we definitely want to. I feel like this MIDI connectivity is a clever thing too. Like, I like the idea of connecting MIDI to CV and manipulating it that way. There's other ways to go about it, but that's it's a fairly easy thing to do because DAWs have already got that stuff built into it, right? So it's quite sensible.
It's a guy called Graham Hinton. There's on the website. There's a guide to EMS VCS3 modifications and servicing that they do. So you might be right about it being a one-man band, but even so, it's
he's into the VCS stuff as far as I was
because it's like a pin matrix. Yeah.
And I mean, that generator module that we showed earlier, which I can bring it back, reverse, a really nice looking oscillator. So, and yeah, it's got a bit of a dope first sort of taste and a bit of a ALM taste to it.
The vibe it's giving me is consoles.
Yeah.
It's kind of a API 500 series console modules type lunchboxes. Called API lunchboxes. It's got that kind of sort of 80s studio type vibe about it.
almost a test equipment thing too. Like many years ago, I mean, Eurorack, by the way, wasn't always musical electrical engineering standard, by the way. So test equipment for many years ran the Eurorack modular standard. And when I was in the military, in the the avionics, I was in the Air Force, in the avionics workshops. They used to have these sort of electronic engineering workshops, and all the test equipment were panel-based modules running these modular systems with sliding rails, everything that you see. So when I first found the Eurorack stuff for music, I'm like, I used to love the electronic stuff in the avionics, right? And now I've got it in music. It was just like the pleasure of two things merging.
Yes, yeah, I was the same, Rant. So that's what got me into Eurorack and this whole journey, really, because it was that kind of engineering type vibe. It just really appealed.
I just found out a bit more. So Graham Hinton, he used to work for Solid State Logic in the 1980s.
Oh, there you go, SSL.
Yeah,
Chris,
so the guy's got
on the money.
SSL.
On the money, Chris. There you go. Yep. All right, Daren, I know you're into guitar pedals. This next 3 products, although you may not love the company.
Have I changed you there?
You might like. There was the first one. We did talk about it during Funny Side, but this is actually a real product. It's called the. This is like, what the hell? It's called the Behringer Ring Stinger. Now, if you set what I want you to do if you're playing along at home,
Behringer Stinger.
I want you to say that really quickly.
Yeah.
All 3 words really quickly, and see what happens. It's an interesting thing that happens with your.
Sounds fine to me. Yeah. Sounds like an LFO on waveform. No, forget it.
This one may be a little bit controversial, only because so this company that they've cloned the pedal from is Lovestone. So they had a 90s pedal which had like a fuzzy ring modulator sort of setup, and Lovestone were around and disappeared, and apparently they announced last year in summer that they were going to come back, and they were going to come back through this other company called Thorpe FX and actually bring back a whole bunch of pedals in 2026. Now, it's interesting that Behringer have released this, and not really sure how that's actually going to play out. So legally, I'm not sure. There might look. There's probably no patents on this sort of stuff, but yeah, there's ethics.
I was just going to mention, Rant, Behringer seem to have been re-releasing a lot of videos lately with different brand names, model names for their already released items.
Yeah, they've done it a few times, haven't they? Yeah. The internet does have a habit of, keeping history of things that have happened in the past, though. So just because you've changed something, it doesn't erase the past.
Archive.org, thank you, Archive.
Yes. Wayback Machine is always interesting. Anyway, what is the Ring Stinger? It's a pitch shifter, ring mod, an oscillator, and an LFO built into a pedal. And that kind of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Lovestone pedal. I have to say I was never a big fan of it, because it really, with a guitar, it really was quite a bizarre effect, and I felt like a lot of people struggled to get something good out of it. And the things that they got good out of it, I felt there were other pedals, like tremolo pedals and stuff, that did that better. Anyway, I mean, because really, I know you can use a ring mod to make a tremolo, but it's kind of like, it's a kind of weird way of going about it, if that makes sense. So, but it's there. Pitch shifted. It does a good job of the pitch shifting. Anyway, let's have a look at the video. Yeah. Ready for cringe. Here we go.
Is it Patch Dog again?
God bless him.
Oh, I guess. Prepare for a physical and emotional experience like something that has existed before. Introducing Behringer Ring Stinger. When other pedal companies were staying well in their lane, delivering lots of sensible pedals, this pedal company came barreling down the road, sending traffic cones and pedestrians flying in every direction. They took the rules and used them as toilet paper. And if that doesn't paint a vivid enough picture for you, then just sit and picture a ring stinger. This pedal is a walk on the wild side. Once you try it, you might never be the same again. So what exactly is it? Well, it's a lot of things, but all in all, I'd say it's the box you reach for when you want to spice things up. And I'm not talking about a little spice here. I'm talking about reaching for a Carolina Reaper to give your spag pole a kick in the meatballs. I mean, that would surely end in a ring stinger.
Spice.
Simply saying it's a ring modulator with octave fuzz is not doing this box the justice it deserves. And quite frankly, offering this pedal to you with that description would be like giving your mate who only has like a Korma or a mild Nando's a Vindaloo and telling them it's not that hot. As soon as you see this pedal, it's a feast for the eyes. A plethora of knobs and switches with a bold graphic and colour that brings the spirit of its ancestor to life. You can see why the artists who have been seen with this pedal are well known for experimenting with sound. I'm talking the likes of Johnny Marr, Billy Corgan, Ed O'Brien, Justin Chancellor and Kurt Vile. The draw of this level of experimentation was clearly irresistible. There's a lot going on in here, and our team of engineers and beta testers have worked very hard to bring you the fully analog experience, tweaking and perfecting it to get the sound just right. And all that hard work gets securely packaged in this solid metal enclosure. We know you love the metal. Now I think it's time we start creating some sounds. First, let's kick in the fuzz. Okay, I'm going to dial in a preset from the quick start guide called Laser Beams. I mean, it's called Laser Beams. I really couldn't resist. I had to include some of those alien-like sounds. I'd love to try this next patch live as an intro for a song or something like that. And we cannot forget about the ring modulation. This pedal would be a lot of fun on stage if you incorporated it into the performance. Obviously, if you're playing synth, you can just grab the knobs and twist and turn to your heart's content. But if you need both hands for something like a guitar or a bass, then there are some options on the back for you. You can plug in an expression pedal or CV to control LFO depth and change the VCO frequency.
All right, that'll do. Dear me. That will do.
How's your headache, Ian?
Sorry?
I said, how's your headache, Ian?
I bet it's still here. I was wanting to chop off his top knot.
Not his bottom knot. Just his top one.
No, just his top knot. Just his top knot. Yeah.
Didn't they do a clone of the Mogafoga ring mod pedal as well?
Yeah.
So
very recently. So
yeah, and I don't know. I kind of, I get this pedal. This is kind of like a crazy sort of distorted. It's a bit sort of mad, this pedal, but I've never really sort of understood why guitarists love it. But I'm sure if you're a guitarist and you loved it originally, let us know. One of the things I want to mention though is you guys might remember the Smiths' How Soon Is Now. The song's quite famous, right? Johnny Marr.
Yep.
And it's got that tremolo sounding guitar at the start. Yep. Now, I have got a feeling that they think that he used this pedal to do that song. and I'm telling you, from what I remember, I got told that he used something built into the guitar amp to get that effect. It actually had nothing to do with a guitar pedal, and a lot of people have tried to replicate it. Yeah, it's something to do with the Marshall guitar amp.
with tremolo in them.
Yeah, so I don't think this pedal was even out when How Soon Is Now was actually released, because How Soon Is Now is like a mid-80s track, if I remember rightly. So yeah, anyway, I'm not sure why he mentioned Johnny Marr, but maybe Johnny Marr had one in his later days. But yeah, if you're thinking that you're going to do How Soon Is Now with this, you probably could. But it's not going to sound the same. Yeah. Anyway, price-wise, we are looking at 119, I think, is the street price or the US price for this when it comes out. And guys, I want your thoughts, and we'll move on to the next after that. Chuck it in your synth.
I've probably got lots of things that I'll get close to it, if I'm honest. Do I need it? Nah.
Mm.
And I like a good guitar. I like a good guitar pedal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is just I don't know what to say, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a bit lost for words. It's I mean, it's not the sort of guitar pedals I'd use, because this is just like sheer mentalism. But yeah, I suppose it's quite a big one, actually, looking at it. And I'm talking about the pedal.
Yeah.
It is quite big, yeah.
For now.
It's probably like a Big Sky sort of size, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it might even be bigger, actually. Looking at my Big Sky here, it might be.
It's probably not that sort of size.
A series of
Nah, bigger than that, Ian, I reckon.
Bigger than that.
the
Right.
same form factor.
Yeah, I can actually probably tell you
Oh,
how
well,
big
Big
it is.
Sky's on it. Is on as slightly smaller than that.
It is. Where are we? 62 by 200 by 148 mil. So 200 mil wide, 148 mil deep.
140. Yeah, it's quite chunky then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty big. Anyway, there we go. Not
If
really.
it sounds like your sort of bag, 100 quid's all right. That helps.
Yeah, I mean, the guys in chat are saying some positive things about it. Like they were quite rare to get. The original pedals were quite difficult to get. The Lovestone one, that is, you know. So in that sense, you know, it's got a bit of attraction. Yeah, personally, for a synth use though, I feel like we are kind of usually pretty well set up with ring mods, LFOs, you know, even fuzzes, all that sort of stuff, drives, fuzzes, yeah. But you know, you never know. You may think that the marriage of all these things together might just be the thing you're after.
It sounded quite good on guitar, so I can see why guitarists would want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fuzz sounded good. I thought the fuzz sounded good, but there's lots of pedals that will do that.
That's sort of what I was primarily actually thinking about.
Yeah, well, Nine Inch Nails, I believe, what they did with this a lot is they would have they would play something like a did, and then they'd turn this on and it would grunge it right up, and then they'd turn it off again and go back, and they'd do this sort of like on off sort of thing.
Yeah.
Quiet, loud thing.
Loud, soft,
Yeah.
Soft thing, yeah.
And that's what this kind of did well.
It's part of grunge music.
Yeah, it really did well. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next. We've got another Bogafoga release. The Bogafoga, the Freak Box. This was probably my favourite Bogafoga pedal, the Frequency Box. I used to really love the Freak Box. Because it is actually, I mean, if this has been done properly, it's actually a Moog oscillator. And a Moog oscillator with an envelope control and a bit of drive on it. But yeah, if you're going to buy this, it's only like $99 to get. So insane. What can you do with this pedal? You can do a hell of a lot. For example, this obviously is a guitar pedal, and you can take your guitar input into it, and you can add an oscillator to your sound and, you know, beef it up that way. I'm going to play you a video on this in a sec, but one of the things I used to do with this is I used to play a single oscillator mono synth into this and give it a second oscillator, and it was just a go-to for that. And especially because I had the Moog Foger, obviously, it gave me that Moog second oscillator on a whole bunch of single oscillator mono synths that I had at the time. Like I used to have the Micro Brute and the Mini Brute and things like that, which only had single oscillators on them, and it just beefed up, you know, that sort of sound, and it was really, really good at it. And amongst that, it does some wacky things as well with the envelope and the controls via CV at the back. Anyway, this is their video on it, so I do apologise in advance.
Introducing Behringer BM17 frequency box. Where to begin? I guess first and foremost, you probably want an idea of what you're getting into here. As a guitarist, it's like having a whole additional instrument at your feet. Or for synth players, it's like adding another voice entirely. Essentially, this is the voice of a synthesizer, captured and crammed into a box, like an unwilling genie. But instead of granting you wishes, it will grant you insane sounds that will make your neighbors think you're being abducted by aliens. When you step on this pedal, it's going to take you somewhere you've never been before, and most likely somewhere that's out of your comfort zone. And if you didn't already know, the best things in life are normally just a little bit outside your comfort zone. This is the deep end, and you will learn to swim. The vocal cords of a synthesizer is its VCO, or voltage controlled oscillator. It's the thing that makes the sound. All the synth nuts are just about ready to skip this part, as for them, this is like teaching ducks how to float. But we're not all synth experts here, so bear with. Back in the 60s, groundbreaking synthesizer designs introduced a sound the world had never heard. Now this sound is plastered throughout history, featured on records and live recordings of the world's biggest artists. Think Jean-Michel Jarre, Gary Newman, Keith Emerson, Rick Wakeman and Stevie Wonder as just a tiny sample of those who embraced it. And core to that sound that these artists loved was this VCO. So if you take this wonderful source of sound and lovingly place it into a box, you get this. Okay, let's proceed with caution as we edge closer to look at this freaky little beast. Let's start here. This knob lets you change the shape of the sound wave you're generating. Great, you have a sound, but what can you do with it? I'll be honest, the answer isn't exactly straightforward, and that's the beauty of it. You see, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can use this box, and it's somewhat down to how creative you want to be. Let me fire off some quick examples just to help you picture some of the possibilities. You could set it to play an infinite note for you to noodle over. You could hit the sync button and control the pitch with your instrument of choice. You can use it as an extra layer for your synth. You can turn all the knobs and make crazy noises like you're about to reanimate a creature you've just created in your basement.
Jeez, how wobbly are those knobs?
You can even use it to get an entry to your house if you've forgotten your key.
Don't twist them too sharp.
When I first sat down with this thing, I felt like an American in a manual.
This is getting a bit
Enough of
beyond stupid.
Awkward.
Yes. Where's
Anyway.
my scissors?
Trust me when I tell you that did not even come close to some of the cool things you can do with this. So, it does have CV controls in the back. You can actually play it like a standard oscillator. And it can be a bit of a wild beast to tune and tame and things like that. Yes, you do have problems like that. But think outside the box, that nothing always has to be in tune. It can be drifty and it can be thickening up your sounds. Sometimes you can back it off a little bit in the mix. It does have a drive on it too, which tends to sort of thicken up the waveforms when they have a bite through as well. It is a nice, if they've done it the same as the Mogofoga, it should be a nice pedal to grab. For $99, it's a no-brainer. And even if you use it like he's done, it's still a bit of fun, I feel. I think it's more usable personally for me than the previous pedal.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I assume this would also do pretty good oscillator sync sound.
Yeah, well, it does the sync. It has the big sync switch on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you put the sync in and then you give it a lot of FM and it'll vary the pitch and it'll be giving you that kind of oscillator sync sound.
Yeah.
Cool.
There was a photo of the back of this thing somewhere, which I'll try and dig up for you guys. On the back, you've got frequency, waveform, envelope amount, FM amount, and mix. I think you've got as inputs. I don't know. Mix is kind of like a control mix CV thing, and then output. You've got audio, envelope out, oscillator out, which is handy, right? And audio in and audio out, of course. So yeah, do you guys need to see that? I'll probably organise that for you somehow. It is a PNG. Yes, people are listening. Sorry. People are thinking, what the hell is he talking about? The software that I use to stream does not like WebP. Anyway, there's the back of it. It's not a very clear photo. I don't know why, but the ones in the box means input controls. The ones not in the box are external outputs, right?
Yeah.
So it's handy because of that, and that kind of mimics exactly what's happened on the Mogofoga too. Because of that, you can sort of integrate this with your synths. Even if you've got other types of synths, there's ways that you can manipulate this, even with digital synths and stuff. So it's handy. It's a handy pedal to have. $99. I feel like people will grab this, definitely. Don't know when it's available.
I mean, in the past I've said I'll probably end up buying all of them at some point. My only, not criticism, but my only concern is the size of having all of them, because they take up quite a lot of real estate in terms of space in the studio, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
But,
quite
I mean,
big.
yeah,
You put them all in the line if you've got the lot.
Yeah. But certainly I want them at some point. Not in a rush, but one day.
I would just like to see. I actually said this to Moog years ago. Daren probably even heard me say it on the show. I actually wanted them to make the Mogofogas into eurorack modules. That's what I wanted. And then you had the line input level compatible with eurorack. You didn't have to worry about adjusting that dB gain or whatever offset. And then you had all the connectivity. Instead of it being 1/4 inch, you had 3.5 mil as panel connectivity, and I kind of feel like that would be also something that people would like. And so you never know. Behringer can do stuff like this if they want to, because they've got the tools to do it. So yeah, doesn't have to just be a guitar pedal. It can be a eurorack, and I feel like that would be something else that people would be interested in. Especially all the Mogofogas all of them could be eurorack modules easily.
That'd be so awesome. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep.
I'd
So
buy that for $1.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was the same price, $99, it's still a good price. So, yeah. Daren, the next one is a flanger, and it's an interesting name. It's a flanger with no name.
Yeah.
I said actually flange with no name.
With no name.
I think it's a bit of a pun. You can never go wrong with a flanger pedal. Yeah.
The Heartbreakers.
Yeah. Jet aeroplanes, that sort of stuff is what you're going to get from this.
It's a bit purple.
It looks like there's another big pedal.
It is very purple.
Yeah, same form factor as the other one. They're going to be putting out a few of them.
Yeah.
In this form factor.
Yeah.
So this is basically another Lovestone clone, if you're wondering, right? This is
Right.
yeah. $119 will be what you'll be getting yourself into this when they finally release it. When they say it's available from the factory, it means that we're probably 3 months away before we can get these things.
If you drive down to the factory in your car, break in, take one out of the box, put it into your car and drive back, then it's available.
It is. Yeah. The big players tend to get these before other people. So I always noticed that Toman obviously were ones that got in early, and Andertons seem to be getting a lot of the Behringer stuff quite early as well. So if you're living in the UK, you're pretty lucky. I think people that live in the US tend to get a bit frustrated because they can't get the Behringer stuff as early as they'd like. Sweetwater was one place that tried to get it.
Andertons are one of Behringer's premier dealers, so they've got 2 or 3 in the UK, I think.
Yeah,
where they'll get Behringer stuff more quicker than anybody else.
I've just kind of poking my sort of nose into where people are getting Behringer products from quickly, and it tends to be Anderton's name popping up a lot more than others.
Yeah, there might be somebody in Scotland as well, but
yep. Yeah. Let us know in the US where you get your early. I'm not talking about general Behringer stuff, but early, like new products that come out early. Behringer tend to release a little sort of snippet of it, and then they get sold out really quickly, and then you can't get it for about 6 months, or 12 months in some cases, or years in other cases. But I find that's generally what tends to happen. Where we live, Chris, we have to wait 18 months at least before we see it here. I don't understand why. It's just chuck it on a plane. A plane can get somewhere within 24 hours.
It's
a guitar pedal.
It's these distributors that I think are part of the problem. Well,
I do.
Yeah, but you're at the bottom of the world.
To be fair, Behringer. I used to do Behringer products through a distributor, and they are the last to get them, really.
Yeah.
So they don't treat their distributors very well. I use a company called Electrovision who still do some of the Behringer stuff, but and Wagyu was right. Andertons are a super partner, apparently.
Yeah, that's the word, super partner. Yeah.
Super partner. Yeah, that's the word I was missing.
Super partner.
That's it. Thank you, Chris. Voiceover work available.
I'm kind of quite happy not to play the video, and we can just finish up there. The top bun in. I think that we've had enough of the top bun.
I've got scissors here ready for him.
Yeah, I'm going to go as well, mate.
and he's not helped me headache.
Stay up your headache.
I think it's
although I have to say, laughing at the keyboard player rocking was quite entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know if he was rocking. I think that might have been some other mental illness that he might have had. They might have got him from the local loony bin. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. You guys can go check out that video and make your ears bleed on your own. I feel. I mean, that's it's a personal thing. Ears
Not
bleeding.
why we're here.
Yeah, we don't want to inflict damage on you.
It didn't sound. I did watch it and it didn't sound spectacularly different from any other flanger I've.
Yep. Aeroplane sounds. That's what you're getting.
Yeah.
Don't complain.
You didn't go, wow, that's cool. I fancy that.
No, I didn't. That was very perceptive. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. I still won't do it either. If that disappoints you. So for me, out of those news products, I'm really interested in the Hinton. I'm probably going to reach out to him. Graham was his name, wasn't it? Graham Hinton.
Graham Hinton, yeah.
And when in 5 years' time we get the Boga Foga frequency box, I'll probably get that as well, because I did have the Freak box, the MF107, I think it's called. I did have that here, and I sold it when there was the crazy Moga Foga used prices, and I just, I thought, wow, I'm not going to miss it. And I didn't miss it. But if you can get one cheap that does the same thing, why not? It's not like Moog whinging about it anyway at this stage. So, yeah. Guys, we are going to do a second clue for the quiz. Daren, you're going to enjoy this quiz. I'm telling you right now, you really are going to enjoy this. So there's your second clue for the quiz. Manual is the word.
Oh, God.
Yep. Yep.
I think I'm going to go in early.
Yeah. I think you guys probably know this one very quickly. Sometimes I'm generous. Put it that way.
I have no idea.
I've dropped the biggest hint ever with this quiz.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are going to do Ian's segment now.
Oh,
because
right, okay.
Ian, are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
Getting the paperwork ready.
Yeah. We're going to fire up the D50. Here we go. Chris, you can do the voiceover.
On this day.
I love it. It's brilliant. Right, on this day, we're starting very, very early on. We're starting in 2070 or 2070 CE, which apparently stands for Common Era, or Roman times. So today is Valentine's Day, the feast day of Saint Valentine, who was a priest and physician who was martyred around about. They're not sure if it was actually today, but anyway, today is his day. He was martyred in Rome. The tradition, I can't even speak, look at this, tradition of exchanging greetings cards of love to your loved ones on Valentine's Day is based on the legend that Valentine had signed a letter to his jailer's daughter whom he had fallen in love with, and he signed it from your Valentine. So I bet you didn't know that, people. We then jump, there's not much synth news this week, I can tell you. We'll get some music in a bit, but so in 1876, on this day, Alexander Graham Bell applied for a patent for the telephone. We wonder what happened to that thing. 1929, I had to go here with this. Members of Al Capone's gang massacred 7 people connected to a rival gang, and of course that was the St. Valentine's Day massacre.
Dearie me.
Yeah, so enough depressing stuff. So, born on this day, 1944, Danny Ziegler. Zegler, sorry. So, no, it is Zager, isn't it? Yeah, Zager. Who was the singer with Zager and Evans, who in 1969 had a UK #1 single with In the Year 2525. And despite the record's success, that was probably their only hit, really. But he then left the music business, or he stopped making records, and now builds custom guitars in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Zager range of guitars. Also, 1946 today, the first general purpose high-speed electronic digital computer called the ENIAC, ENAIAC, standing for electronic numeric. I can't even speak today. Sorry, brain's definitely not in gear. Electronic numerical integrator and computer. Okay, and it was its first public demonstration by its creators. Tim Buckley was born today in 1967. I was never really into the sort of Tim Buckley's more of a folk singer, wasn't he? And his son, Jeff Buckley. Tim Buckley died very young, and then Jeff Buckley died in a swimming pool. Tim died of a heroin and morphine overdose. So it's quite sad that, both father and son were, good, very, very good sort of folky type songwriters. They didn't hit my... I've listened to Jeff Buckley a bit and Tim Buckley, but it's not really my sort of thing. But, they both died very, very young, really. So 1950, born today, Roger Fisher. Who's Roger Fisher, you might ask? He's known as one of the founding members of the band Heart, and he was in the band from 1967 to 1980. I really liked Heart. I thought they were a great band in their heyday, in the sort of 90s, wasn't it, when all their hits. Also born today, 1951, American rock guitarist Sylvain of the very brilliant New York Dolls, who, along with the Velvet Underground, the Stooges, were one of the first bands of early punk rock scene. And sadly, he died of cancer in January the 13th in 2021, aged 69. Who else have we got? So, 1964, British pop music duo Peter and Gordon released a single, World Without Love, which is rather appropriate on Valentine's Day, don't you think? It was written by Paul McCartney, but actually it was credited to Lennon and McCartney, which obviously all of the Beatles stuff was. It didn't quite matter which one of them wrote a song. They were all down as Lennon and McCartney songs till they eventually fell out. Year later, 1965, on this day, February the 14th, Otis Redding recorded Respect at the Stax Recording Studios in Memphis. A year later, it was brought out by... who was it brought out by? It was brought out Aretha Franklin, who had a big hit with it and turned it into a feminine anthem, really. 68, Manfred Mann went to number 1 in the UK charts with the Bob Dylan song The Mighty Quinn. It was also a number 10 hit in the US. Dylan then recorded a song during these basement tape sessions, but did not release the material for the song for another 3 years. 1970, we talked about the Who live at Leeds last week, didn't we? But here we are. The Who appeared. This is the day that the Who appeared at Leeds University and recorded the Who live at Leeds. I obviously last week you need to listen to the extended version, which has got the whole of Tommy on it. Since its inception, Live at Leeds has become cited by several music critics as the best live rock record of all time. And I wouldn't say it is the best live record, but it's definitely up there, top 5. The Leeds University Refectory, which I have been to a lot. I've actually even been to a goth night there. And I did go as a vicar, dressed as a vicar, remember? Anyway, that's a different story. No jelly wrestlers. It's now got a blue plaque to commemorate the fact that the Who Live at Leeds was there. It's a really, really good venue, is the Refectory. It's really, really good. 1973, David Bowie was knocked unconscious, carried off stage by an excited fan. When an excited fan rushed the stage, Bowie was knocked to the ground during the concert at Radio City in New York, and it was right at the end of his show, and he was performing Rock and Roll Suicide, which was rather ironic when to be knocked unconscious. 1977, Janice Ian, who is an artist that Jane had one of her records. It was definitely not in my wheelhouse, right? But on this day in 1977, she received 461 Valentine's Day cards because she had written a lyric in a song called At 17 where she'd said that she didn't receive any. So, oh bless. Lou got married today in 1980, where he married a British dress designer, Sylvia Morales, in New York City. But sadly, as happens with sometimes, these people got divorced in 1994. 1981, the Funky 4+1, who I have to say I have never heard of, became the first hip-hop group to appear in the US national television show when they performed on Saturday Night Live playing That's the Joint. The show was hosted by Blondie's Debbie Harry, who subsequently asked the group to open for Blondie on tour. The band were forbidden by their record company, which was the Sugar Hill Records. Or actually, it was their CEO, Sylvia Robinson, which is a bit of a shame, really. But I'd never... Anybody else heard of Funky 4 plus 1? No.
Nope.
Nope. Elton John got married today, 1984, in Sydney, Australia, to Renata. He didn't last very long. Apparently, he did say he already knew he was gay. Rod Stewart was there, bless him, Olivia Newton-John, amongst other guests, and they stayed together for 4 years before they split. 85, Whitney Houston debut album, Whitney Houston, was released, and she performed at she became the Grammy Award-winning Best Pop Vocal Performance in 86. What else have we got?
Lifetime death.
Yeah, 1992, Wayne's World premiered in the US. That's all we need to say, really, because we said all we said about Wayne's World last week. It's brilliant. I need to watch it again. I haven't watched it for a long time, and particularly, it does say here that the lead character headbanging in the car to Bohemian Rhapsody, obviously, did a lot to it increased sales again of Queen records, and it made me listen to it a lot more because I'd sort of fallen out of love with Bohemian Rhapsody. Mick Tucker died today in 2002. He was the English drummer with The Sweet. He died of leukemia at a very young age of 54. And obviously Sweet had some fantastic hits in the early 70s with Blockbuster and all those great sort of songs. Apparently the band had originally been called Sweet Shop when he joined in 1968, and then they shortened it to Sweet a bit later. 2003, stolen reel-to-reel studio recordings by the Beatles were found in Australia. Police recovered the tapes of the band's 68, The White Album and Abbey Road, after they were advertised for sale in a Sydney newspaper. That's maybe not the most priciest thing to do, is it, really, if you've stolen some tapes? The Australian police were tipped off by a British detective from Operation Acetone, good title, the investigation and fest of the original Beatles from Abbey Road in the 1960s. So we're going to miss that one because I know the drummer from Judas Priest was jailed for raping a 17-year-old boy. We don't need to know about that, do we? Kerrang! Remember Kerrang magazine? 2005. They announced their results of their readers' poll for the best British rock albums ever. I love it when they go the best rock albums ever. So the top 10 were: number 1, Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath. Number 2 was Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Number 3, Nevermind the Bollocks by the Sex Pistols. Number 4 was Led Zeppelin 4. Number 5 was Black Sabbath's Paranoid. Now, I used to have Black Sabbath's Paranoid. I thought it was a really good album. It's got War Pigs on it, which is great. Number 6 was Muse with Absolution, which I wouldn't have put it in the top 10 personally, but you know. No. Number 7, The Clash's London Calling, which should definitely be there.
Yeah.
Number 8 was Queen's Heart Attack, which I think I'd prefer Queen 1 or Queen 2, if I'm honest, because I had all 3 of those albums. Number 9 was Iron Maiden's Iron Maiden, and number 10, which definitely should have been there, Manic Street Preachers' The Holy Bible. Other opinions are available, but I actually love The Holy Bible. I think it's a great album.
What year was that? 90s?
That was 2005.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Def Leppard is not in there.
Yeah, well, me too, actually, yeah.
I mean, that was a massive... Hysteria was a massive album.
Hysteria was... And it's such a great album.
Yeah.
It is a great album. But yeah, no, I've still got Hysteria. It's brilliant. 2008, Oasis singer Liam Gallagher got married to his longtime partner, ex-All Saints singer Nicola Appleton. That didn't last either. So they divorced in 2014. 2009, 2014, American hip-hop trio De La Soul gave away free downloads to their first 6 albums to anyone who signed up to their website. The reason that they did the reason they did that was the catalogue wasn't available digitally because of the rights issue with samples, resulting in the act being caught up in legal issues. So they just gave them away. Bless them. Here we are. Here's a good Valentine story. 2019, Kanye West, man who's not in the best of mental health, we would say. He hired renowned saxophonist Kenny G, you know, the guy who plays all those sort of smoke saxophone type songs, to play his sultry sax in a room full of roses for his wife, somebody I've never heard of called Kim Kardashian. What happened to her? As a Valentine's Day surprise. The pair ended up collaborating with Kenny G, and he played on one of Kanye's records. Anyway, she filed for divorce April 2021, so 3 years later.
Yes, that worked well, didn't it?
It did work out well, didn't it? Yeah. What else have we got? That's probably it. That's about it, really, apart from the charts. Charts have changed. So UK singles charts, we've got Opalite by somebody called Tay. This is Taylor Swift, and the video's great actually because I have watched the video. She's there with her rock. You need to go see it. Album number 1 is still Olivia Dean with The Art of Loving. I haven't listened to it, but I will.
Oh, you need to listen to it.
I do. Yeah, number 2 album in today's charts in the UK, Bad Bunny. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because it's Portuguese, but I do. I'm going to have a listen to that as well. I have to say that I enjoyed his performance at halftime. The music wasn't. Super Bowl performance was absolutely amazing. Yeah, I do need to listen to the the music more because, I'd not heard him before. So, but I thought the actual performance and what he did was fantastic.
Yep.
UK top film today is Send Help, which is a comedy thing set on a desert island, I think.
It's not.
Sorry, I'm lying to you.
It's a horror.
I'm lying to you.
It's a thriller horror.
I'm lying to you. Actually, our top film is number 2 is Send Help. Number 1 is Zootropolis 2. Now, I've done my research. Yes, last Saturday night I went and watched Zootropolis 1 because it was on, I think, Netflix. It's all right. I see it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's taken me 10 years to see it, but yeah, no, it was a good film. So the US single is somebody called Ella Langley, no idea, with a song called Choosing Texas.
Yeah.
The number 1 album is Octane by Don Toliver, which is hip hop. I had a quick listen, not for me.
Not for me either.
No, the number 2 album again in the US is Bad Bunny. Well done, America. He's sending a message to your president. Australia. Oh, and their top film is Send Help. Australia single, You're Still in Love with Olivia Dean.
Yep, we are.
Single and album. And your top film is Shelter by Jason Statham.
Yeah.
I like a state. I
don't mind a Jason.
I
don't mind Jason.
It's mindless popcorn
It's a
type
popcorn
movies,
flick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said absolutely. So, and that's your week, people.
Good job, Ian. Now, one thing I will say, I always like to pull out little snips of your, on this day. And you did mention Hart, and you did, but you didn't mention Howard Leese, the keyboardist who on Magic Man played the Mini Moog. And if you haven't heard Magic Man and the Mini Moog in Magic Man, you will, as a synth person, you will be licking your lips if you go listen to that again, because it's pretty cool. Mini Moog, a couple of little sort of licks of Mini Moog in that track. Right, sort of 3/4 of the way into that track is a little sort of solo bit in there. It's almost like a guitar versus synth battle going on in that. It's great. It's a great song.
I don't think I know that song.
Magic Man for a Heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
A
massive hit, that song.
I'm literally going to play it in my ears just quickly to see.
An
advert first of all. On YouTube.
Two girls, two guitarists, sisters. Anne and
the sisters.
Nancy. Anne and Nancy, isn't it?
Nancy and
the
Wilson sisters.
sisters.
Anne got a lot of criticism because her weight kept going up and down, didn't it? But they were brilliant with her. Great guitarist.
Yeah. Barracuda was probably my favourite song out of the two, but yeah, I like Magic Man. Magic Man's good.
Oh yeah, no, I do know it. I recognise it now. Yeah, I do know it.
Anyway,
But
check out Howard's Mini Moog. Now Howard's actually a guitarist himself too, so when you listen to a lot of the Heart stuff, and the sisters were obviously quite avid musicians, but having another third guitarist in the band, and he was in the band with them for a long time as well, all the way from the 70s all the way through to the 90s, I think. So yeah.
Well, Nancy was an incredible guitarist.
Yeah,
she was really, really great. You know, and she could rock. She could pull shapes as well. Could that girl?
Oh yeah. Right. Well, what I thought we'd do next is we would talk about some questions that the channel gets during the week, and if you are someone who's posted a question on one of my videos, and I get weird questions all the time. None of these are weird, but I thought sometimes we will share the question with everyone else because that question may actually help everyone else. First question I got, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the username, LKHLKHLKH. I'm not even going to go there. This is the new YouTube thing where they've just mangled everyone's usernames now. It's kind of annoying, actually. Anyway, he watched the video that we did on the BeatStep Pro repair, and you guys might remember I did a video, I don't know if it was last year, the year before, whatever it was, and we showed me fixing the endless encoders, and you see the top right one there was actually snapped off. These things happen, accidents happen, and I had to solder another one of those suckers on. And the question I got from that user was, what temperature did you use and solder? It says soda, by the way. Thank you for your video. So what type of solder? Well, just normal solder that you buy from an electronic shop. Yep. And the temperature I used was 330. 330 was the temperature. Yeah. I always find, depends on your thickness of your solder, but I generally like to use a very thin solder. I'll go grab it in a sec. Actually, what I might do is,
I still use silver solder if I can get hold of it. I've had a roll that I've had.
It's expensive at the moment, mate.
Very expensive, but luckily I've had mine for, and I don't do massive amount of soldering, but
gold solder's really cheap at the moment, though.
Yeah.
If you look at the price of gold.
No.
Yeah. Sorry. Tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Well, it has dropped down, and it has dropped
the mic.
price of gold.
So mine,
it was
0.5 mil.
January.
Yep, cool.
That's what I use. Screenshot that. And I like a roll, right? The reason why I like a roll is because you can chuck it on something and you can roll your solder as you're pulling it, right? You don't have to keep ripping it off or anything like that. So get a roll if you can. They're pretty cheap, solder rolls. Anyway, that answers that question. By the way, I don't use a standard soldering iron. I use a soldering iron which has the temperature control, and it's got its own little sort of stand, like a station. Yeah, I find that it's not much more to buy that than your standard one. Like you're probably spending a little bit extra for it. Yeah. So it's worth getting it because your standard ones are going to get way too hot for some applications, and there's nothing you can do about it. Where at least with the temperature control, you can back it off if you need to. And sometimes it might not even get hot enough. I don't really know when that's ever happened to me, but it's more that you'd want to cool it down a little bit than, just the ones that just plug straight into the power point. They're generally, I find that there's probably around 350, if I remember rightly, just as a standard, which I think is a bit too hot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, and if you haven't got one, get a solder sucker. They are dirt cheap, and they're so useful.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just I don't know if you guys want to sort of check this video out later, but this one goes through that I actually ordered the parts. Yeah, and I think we went through where they actually go on the circuit board and that sort of stuff. So the videos kind of does show soldering and desoldering and things like that going on. Solder suckers.
Solder sucker, yay!
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Go check that out. And that answers that question. I will put that in his comments. But yeah, I always find those sort of things interesting. Not really a lot to do with synths as such, but it comes under the heading of, if you actually look at my channel, it says repairs. I actually have I've had that on my channel since 10 years ago. So it's something that people who have synthesizers have to do. And you will kind of have to do that one day. Now, the next question I got is from Branch Verdant, and he asks, when watching the RK002 smart cable by Retro Kits, it's a video that we did by those guys, he asked, can I send MIDI CCs to a Juno 106 with this? And the answer is, of course you can. It's a MIDI cable. This is just to refresh your memory of what the RK002 is. Like basically like a MIDI cable with, in the orange bit, it's got a little bit of electronics. And that little bit of electronics is kind of cool because you can do a whole bunch of functions with it. And so this video goes into what all those functions are. And you might see later on, I've actually listed them all down there. You know, you go into each sort of sections talking about the various functions with it and how you can use it. So can you send MIDI CCs with this? Yes is the answer. It does function as a standard MIDI cable, of course. And one of the cool features that it's got in it is actually you can use it as a MIDI filter. Now MIDI filters are a cool little thing to do. And if you haven't got something that does a MIDI filter, like most DAWs these days will allow you to do things like MIDI filtering, but if you're just working with hardware and you need to filter stuff, there's always some good reasons to do MIDI filters. And I reckon one of the most common ones that people get stuck with is, let's say you've got a couple of Volcas, right? We like to talk about Volcas on the show, and you don't want every time you press play on, say you've got an MPC or you've got a DAW or something like that, and you press and play on that on your transport, right? You don't necessarily want the Volcas to start playing their little sequence on them. You can set up a MIDI filter with that Retro Kits cable to actually filter out start-stop messages, and you can do it via channel. You can do it global to all channels. So there's some really, really cool features that you can do with MIDI filtering, and it's good fun. So yeah. So Branch Verdant, there's your answer. You can send MIDI CCs with that cable, and go check out the video too. It's on the channel. It's the RK002. I think what's his name? The guy. Daren, do you remember his name? The Dutch guy from Retro Kits. Forgot his name. Gerrit. Gerrit. He's the guy. He's been on the show a few times, Gerrit. Yeah, we should probably get him back on. He's a nice guy. So yeah. Okay, that's answering some questions. Hopefully, if you guys want me to keep doing that, I can do a stinger for it. We can kind of make that a regular thing. I kind of feel like they're interesting things that you get asked.
I think it's good.
Yep.
It's good, yeah.
Okay, let's do the third clue for the synth quiz. There's your third clue. HPF, and it's almost like a health fund acronym. That one. You can go and get your private health. Get some specs down at your local spec savers. With HPF, get your discount. Anyway, that is your three clues, and I think give me a couple of seconds, and we'll probably be able to tell you who's actually got the answer for the synth quiz. Now, I do remember a few people putting some guesses in. Wags said Juno 60 by Roland. Chris, you said the Korg DW8000. I think you're just trying to get in before Ian did. I'm not
Has
sure.
to be eventually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not that one.
Darren, you've said the TB303. I feel like Darren, you've said that every week. Not sure if if that's your tactic. Just say the same thing every week, and eventually you'll get it.
That's
You
mine.
never know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you missed the chance when it was.
you do.
I know, I wasn't here, was I?
Yeah, he wasn't here. So I can tell you, I can give you pretty much. You guys can guess who actually has got the correct guess in the synth quiz, and it's Wagoo with the Roland Juno 60. And I thought, Darren, I gave you enough hints to freaking tell you.
I know. Well, I was sat here next to the 6,
That's
so
what the
I thought
DCB
I'll just go with my TB03 because I had a feeling it might be the Juno.
And Bicky, you've said the Juno 106. I mean, I think you could probably. I can't remember if the panels are the same. I think it might qualify,
Depends whether it
but
has the word
but
manual
Wag's
in
got
it.
in before you anyway. So the DCB is printed on the rear panel. It stands for Digital
Yes.
Communication Bus. It's a proprietary pre-MIDI interface connection on the Juno 60. The manual is printed on the front panel, which is a dedicated button used to bypass the presets and hear the currently plays physical positions of all the sliders. HPF is not a health fund. It's printed on the filter section, a simple 4-position
but
slider
HPF,
for the
yeah.
high pass
I've
filter,
actually got
unlike the
one on there.
continuous VCF frequency slider.
I didn't say manual though. Yeah, I've got HPF.
Yeah, you're right. Forgot about that switch.
Yeah. Yep. No DCB on the 106, so Wags is winner
So
chicken
it
dinner.
doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two are going to
By the
fight each
way-
other. Yeah.
By the way, for that person who was asking whether they could send MIDI CCs to the Juno, you answered it completely correctly. However, whether the Juno 106 will respond to MIDI CCs is a different answer.
Well, you could send it. It's like, what's that song? I keep on knocking,
Look,
but
mate,
you don't.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. However, playing devil's advocate, check your MIDI implementation.
There is some MIDI CCs that a Juno 106
some.
will respond to, like program
Modulation.
change. Program change is one, I believe, and
Modulation wheel's the
modulation
other,
wheel,
pitch bend.
volume.
It has one of the
volume, I think, is the other
sustain
one.
on and off or something.
Yeah. So there is some. So technically, we are correct. It does respond to MIDI CCs. Yeah.
Just being pedantic.
Now, also, isn't there different? Well, I can't remember with the Juno 106. Wasn't there a couple of different revisions of the Juno 106 with the MIDI? I think there might have been.
You would, being pretty early, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
I think there might have been. I think there might have been a couple of
I
revisions.
know there was a lot of kits for the 60, so quite a few different ones.
Yeah, I can't remember
They were
whether
all
it
different.
was an EPROM upgrade that you had to get or what was it, but there was definitely, I do recall there was definitely something to do with the 106, which had more MIDI features on it,
That's probably a good point.
or it might have been
Probably not factory.
or it might have been a Kiwi mod, or anyway, whatever it was, there was definitely something to do with the 106. And the other thing, Chris, that I find a little bit disappointing is the Juno 106 that is in the Roland Cloud, the Roland Cloud Juno 106, is really incompatible with the hardware. It's
Right.
basically, it's like a lot of that. Roland does this with a lot of their cloud stuff. Like, for example, say you had a D50, it's really incompatible with the hardware. So you can't interchange, patches and things like that with your hardware easily. Like, you can't dump SysExt into it from your hardware and things like that, which I find extremely frustrating because you'd think that they would make these things a little bit more, friendly with the original hardware, right? So especially if it's MIDI. So yeah, not all the cases, but just with some of the things. And like, I've got a Roland System 8 and it's got a 106 ACB synth on it, and you can't put 106 patches on there unless you program them manually, which you can do that.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, that's a pain, right? That's an absolute pain in the ass. So why they do that, I don't know. Maybe it's just too hard for them. Or they don't care.
Maybe
Not sure.
It could be the software developers on the wrong cloud might be too highbrow to steep to fiddling with SysX.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's beneath me. I will not do this.
Oh, you cynic.
Yeah. All right.
You embedded programmers, you do that stuff.
We've got a couple of prices to check out. And I am running out of, I don't know, engine because of my 3 hours sleep. So we're going to have to probably end the show soon. I can feel myself crashing very soon. Okie dokies. We're going to start with this one. Dave has signed this Prophet 600, a 61 key, 6 voice polyphonic analog synth, digital with controls. In 1982, and it's nice that Dave signed it. It's kind of a nice touch, I thought, and you can get this on eBay right now. I'll actually post the link for you guys if you really want it. It is $2,800 US. I don't know if I'd pay that for a Prophet 600, but because it's got Dave's signature on it, is it make it more worth it? I'm not sure, but there's the link for it if you're interested. That one is in New York, in Brooklyn, if you live in that sort of part of the world. And might even just be a short drive for you to go grab it. You can get the Behringer Pro 800, and it does probably a better job. Technically. I think the Pro 600 was just... The Prophet 600 just was a little buggy synth. A couple of little bad ideas in it, and then it took a guy called Glee to fix some of them.
Good question from Biscuit. How do we know it really is his signature?
Well, yeah, we don't.
No.
Yeah, we don't. You can't ask him.
No.
Even if it was his signature, how do we know he wrote it?
That's true.
Yeah.
They're getting deep and philosophical. Was it AutoPen?
It's probably AI.
It's political.
That's on everything.
Yeah. Anyway, there's that one, and the next one I wanted to show you. I've only got 2 this week. This one is for anyone who loves electronic drum synths in rack, and a Kawai XD5 is this one with the RAM card in it for $400, flying off the shelf. This one, absolutely. Bit of a late, is it late 80s or early 90s? I think I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, link for that one has just emerged in the chat. You guys can click on that and buy that one if you're interested in that. I just thought there was some 2 interesting things. I didn't have a lot to show this week for Price Watch because there was a lot of, what should I say, stuff that really is probably a little bit too modern, I feel. Too recent.
Not vintage enough.
Well, it doesn't have to be vintage, but I just feel like it's a bit too recent. It's just people just flogging their gear on eBay. And if I find something that's definitely worth sharing with you guys price-wise, even if it's recent, I will. But most of the stuff that I saw was kind of, people asking for too much for it. And generally speaking, I say this.
Telling me straight.
Yes. Well, there we go. Wagyu, you always wanted one. I don't know. $400. Would you part with $400 for the Kawai? I don't know how good the sounds are on the XD5. There was so many. Once we talked about the DMX or the BMX last week when Behringer released the clone of the Oberheim drum machine, right? And it was kind of like, once that started, the Lindrum and all that started to do all that sampled types of drum sounds, it just really exploded, didn't it? Within months, really. Within months, people reverse engineered these technologies, and you had rack mounted stuff pretty quickly. You had other cloned, copy people doing it. Even Casio were getting involved pretty early in the piece with sampled drums on tiny little calculator looking like synths. But Wag says the price is a bit rich. Maybe make him an offer. It does have a make an offer button on there. Offer him $200 maybe. When I was selling all that stuff on Reverb, you should have seen some of the cheeky offers I got. Like sometimes less than 50% of my asking. Sometimes less than 50%. And I feel like you'd reply back nicely and you say,
time he's dreaming.
Yeah, you wish you could send him an audio sample.
Yeah,
play this.
What, you're not going to send him a poo emoji?
I could send him a picture of a Volca and tell him to insert it. But, wow. £950 for a microcork. What the hell?
Could have
the red and black one. Okay, wow. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more rarer.
Yeah.
The price is the price is a bit rawer, but the synth is a bit rarer. Oh yeah, I know that one. I've seen that one too. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really want to. Didn't want to shop. But that's it for Price Watch. I probably should disappear that, and we've done everything, guys. I think, haven't we? We can do this. We can do that now, and we can chew the strike fet.
I don't eat cheese. I live in the cheese capital of England, and I don't eat cheese.
Isn't it vegetable shortening? It's vegetable shortening, isn't it? That strike fet stuff that you buy in the German. I think it's vegetable shortening. I don't know. I've never ever really. Have you ever tried vegetable shortening on like a muffin or something? Like just spread it on a hot muffin out of the toaster. I don't know why people do things like that.
No, that's not.
No.
I don't even know what it is.
I think those people are a bit like the
bit
like the keyboard player in the Beringer video. I think those people are a bit like him. Yeah.
Oh god, that's not good for me.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Oh, he's got vertigo.
Yeah.
The room's spinning.
It's sorry, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Lard, yeah.
Lard.
It's lard.
Yeah.
Lard, yeah.
Okay, lard.
Yeah. My grandfather used to always have lard on bread.
Yeah.
Is that same as dripping?
Shortening.
Yeah, I think so,
Shortening.
Yeah. Beef dripping. Beef dripping, yeah.
Oh, it's a horrible taste. It's not a nice taste. Yeah, it's not a nice taste. It's got a I don't know. When you've had a roast, right? A roast beef, and you've got the slices, and Gran's chucked them in the fridge, and you have it on a sanger the next day, sandwich, right? But she's left that big
fat
chunk of fat on the end of it.
Yeah.
Didn't mind.
That is the taste.
Sorry.
Yeah. You didn't mind it?
I didn't mind it.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, beef dripping on toast.
Well, I didn't know better. I was a kid. I was eat what I was given.
Was it kippers and eat your kippers? Yeah,
fish fingers.
Ugh. That ain't fish. I mean, it smells like fish, but it ain't fish.
When you can see the crosshatch pattern in your fish fingers, you know you're not.
Yeah. Ice cream sandwiches. Yeah, you can still buy an ice cream sandwich in the sense of.
Oh, with the biscuit.
Ice cream
between
top and bottom biscuit.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Arctic
roll. It's almost you can hardly get it anywhere. It's literally gone off the face of the planet.
I used to love Arctic roll.
We've got a couple of We've got Arctic rolls here. We've got a couple of different brands of ice cream sandwiches here. But Arctic rolls were pretty popular. But you can still get them.
Yeah, but not here. You can't. They're literally
it's
hen's teeth.
the Rocky Nose manure. Yeah.
I actually reckon that over the years, if you had a time machine and you went back to the 70s and ate ice cream compared to today, I reckon it would be easily about half as sweet.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
It's ice cream that's sold now in the tubs in the supermarkets is just full of sugar. Full of sugar.
Well,
no, I don't do jelly. What he's asking
it'd be a lot more
about jelly.
If you went to an ice cream van, let's turn that down. If you went to an ice cream van and got it then and now, the difference.
Yeah.
It was one of the reasons why I like the Italian gelati ice cream. It's one. I like the Italian because generally speaking, they haven't changed the recipe in 50 years or whatever their family recipes have been. So you could go to a good gelaterie place.
There used to be
you'll get a good homemade gelati.
Yeah, there was a good homemade ice cream manufacturer in Pocklington, little local firm, and their ice cream was absolutely brilliant. Didn't taste like it wasn't too sweet. It was really, really nice, and they did lots of different flavors as well. And they sold to everybody around the area, but just a small little 2 or 3. In fact, in summer, they opened up a little shop, and it was literally around the corner. People queuing to buy their ice cream. It's great.
Yeah, and those shops they used to just stay open until they sold out, and then they'd close and say, "Sorry, kids, we've sold out. Come back tomorrow when we've made some more." I used to love that because you'd be like, "That's actually kind of a smart way of doing business."
Yeah.
Like you know when it's the limit's up, and then it creates demand, and it creates people will come back. They'll go, "Oh, okay, that sucks, but I'll come back tomorrow." I'm going to mention to you guys, my old man was a general manager of a cinema when I was a kid, and we used to go watch the movies and for free, one of the perks. And I used to love getting the choc tops, the ice creams. They're called choc tops. Have you had a choc top in the UK where they
No.
So it's not like a soft serve ice cream. It's a standard, soft serve, like very sort of runny.
Yeah.
This is more like a standard ice cream that you would get in the tub. And they usually, in the old days, they used to have the little short stumpy cones. Do you remember they used to have not the V-shaped cones, but they had the little short stumpy cones, right? And they had the little blob of ice cream on it, and it'd been dipped in the chocolate and gone hard. And they were in little bags, right? They were your choc tops. That's how you used to get them in the 80s, I guess it was, 70s and 80s. Nowadays, my daughter works at a cinema now, and which is bizarre, but that's just how it's turned out. And she's brought me home a choc top from the cinema, and they're completely mass produced. They're not nice. They're in like they're a bit like a cornetto. You guys have got cornettos.
I like a cornetto.
Yeah. They're a bit like a cornetto with the triangular or the cone shaped ice cream cone, and just the standard ice cream dipped in chocolate up the top, which that part of it hasn't changed. But the cones, I don't know. I liked the old wafer type cone.
Wafer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they're a bit lighter on, a bit lighter on you. They weren't so heavy.
I like a good flake in ice cream as well.
We do.
You can get them.
The supermarket.
Yeah, you can get them from the supermarket.
Make our own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Had
Get
one
them
tonight.
little boxes.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty cheap too. But you can make your own choc tops now.
You can.
Have you got that? There's a bottle you can buy called,
Yeah, you can buy
I think
the
it's
bottle.
called Coddy's Magic or something. And you
it
get
hardens.
and you tip it over your ice cream and it hardens. It's not the nicest tasting chocolate.
It's not the nicest. It's not.
No.
That was
It's a
back
little
in the
bit
80s.
chemically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit
It is
on
a bit chemically.
yeah.
It's the way because it obviously hardens quite quickly. So
I
you get
once-
ice cream chat. Yeah.
I once had a soft, like, you know, the ice cream van that comes, the truck that comes around your neighbourhood, right? I once had
Mr. Whippy.
Mr. Whippy. I once had
Whippy.
a what they call a rocket. Ian, you'll love this. A rocket
Oh yeah,
is
ice
the
cream.
the
not
choc
ice cream,
top, but with the flake in it.
but- No way.
So they
thinking
put
of
the
a
flake in it,
ice collar.
and then they dip it in the chocolate.
Now you're talking.
It's
Now you're talking.
pretty decent. It's called a rocket. Yeah.
Yeah, we never had that. Well, I mean, a rocket here was like a nice lolly, wasn't it, Darren?
Yeah.
A rocket.
Yeah.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
sherbet
Zoom
or
it
something.
was called a Zoom.
Like a sherbet,
Oh,
was
yeah.
it?
Yes.
No, it was just ice water that's frozen.
It's just
Oh,
basically
like
different
crushed
flavours.
ice.
Yeah, ice.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Crushed
yeah.
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, frozen. Yeah.
It was called a Zoom.
What do they
I was
call
never
them?
that fun.
They call them. What's the name for them here in Australia? There's a weird name that they call them. I'm now. No. My kids always get it. The crushed ice with the sweet coloured
Oh,
syrup.
slush pop. Slush. Slush.
Oh,
puppies.
yeah,
Slush
yeah.
pop.
Slushy.
Slushies. Oh,
Slushy's, I think, the
yeah.
American name. There was another name for it here. Can you think of what it is, Chris? You know the ones I'm talking about, right? They get in a little cup, and the ice cream guy comes
Yeah,
around.
that's what I think
Little
they call slushies. here,
Polystyrene cup.
aren't they? Yeah,
Oh, what are they called?
never
I
been
don't
into
know.
them.
Anyway,
When it first came out over here, they were called slush puppies, weren't they?
Slush puppies,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, I've heard them called
Yeah,
that as
yeah.
well.
And now you get
Yeah.
now you get it from a machine now, and it's just like a slush. I think they even just call it a slush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different flavoured.
I tell you what, if the ice cream truck came around my place today, I would have thrown a few dollar coins at him because it was hot here today. It was like 36,
What was
37 today.
Oh right, I thought he was laundering money the way you said that.
Well, he may well have been as well.
Well, he is Rance's dealer. No, just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
You're talking about the
Ice
guy
cream
that puts a
dealer, what
little
are you talking
baggie at the bottom of the cone. No, we don't have one like that.
But
I haven't asked him actually.
That's what it's like around that area.
Well, you do live in Manchester. What can I tell you?
Yeah. We don't have
I tell
ice
you
cream
what,
trucks around here. Either.
Yeah, we do.
We
but
get-
it's
Got
that
a- we've
cold,
got a
if
man
you're
on
going
a
out for an
bike.
ice cream, it's that cold at the moment round here. If you're going out for an ice cream, it's obviously more than an ice cream.
Yeah, yeah. We've got a guy
What's
who comes
wrong, man?
on,
Getting
on,
an
a,
ice
on
cream.
a
What's
tricycle
wrong?
selling ice cream.
Going out with your tongue stuck to the
Ah, in the
street sign.
come back.
Yes, Wags. It's
Yeah,
been a
choc
thing
ice
for
is
many
fun.
years. Many years.
It has been a thing for me.
Yeah, probably since I even think maybe in the 80s it even might have been a thing. We used to tell the kids when they were younger. We used to tell the kids when you hear the ice cream truck music, right? Fur Release or Green Sleeves or whatever it was playing on the ice cream trucks, right? We used to say that man he's run out of ice cream.
Oh, you're cruel.
I loved it. It didn't last long. They worked it out.
I've seen that from Wookie. My dad made the domed front of the Mr. Whippy ice cream vans. That's quite
Oh, cool.
Oh,
that's quite a
Wookie.
claim.
They kind
That
of
is pretty good.
blow.
Yeah, yeah,
Fiberglass man. Yeah,
blow.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Not blown
It,
up.
that definitely would have been made out of fiberglass in those days.
Oh yes, the gang battle in Scotland. Yeah, over the two Italian families, wasn't it?
The driver dressed as Henry VIII. What the hell? Oh my god! With the
Yes.
I say, top of the day to you. The Henry VIII.
Worse.
Yeah.
I was going to say. Worse still, he completely unnecessarily kept on wearing his codpiece. My stuff. Now that's that's kinky.
Mr. Softy. You know Mr. Softy as well. It's spelled slightly differently.
Isn't it Mr. Whippy though in the US
Mr.
as well?
Mr. Whippy mainly. Yeah, I'm sure they've probably got.
I thought it was Mr. Whippy in the US too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's LA.
It used to be a fantastic.
Mr. Softy sounds like another problem. Sounds like he needs to go to a different clinic.
There used to be back in the 80s. There used to be a fantastic ice cream company based in York, local company called Ebor Ice Creams. They sadly went bust, but they were absolutely brilliant. Little, like I said, little local firm, small factory, just in the centre of York. I remember as a kid going around the factory because my school friend, his dad owned it.
Oh wow! Wookie said that those nose cones were rolled aluminium or aluminum if you're American. Aluminium to us. Aluminium to the real people.
Yeah.
The actual. Yeah, of course that makes sense.
I heard the funniest. You know, you get the stand-up comedians on your Facebook reels or whatever. There's this guy. He was a comedian, English comedian in America, and he was talking about dates, right? You know, as in, you know, today's date is the 14th of February. It's a Valentine's Day, but in America they don't say the 14th of February. They say February 14, right? They say it the other way around. Yeah. And then the Americans are like, "Whoa, what's wrong with you? Are you stupid? You don't say the date like 14th of February." And he's like, yeah, well, in the UK that's how we say the date, and in Australia they say it like that, and quite a lot of other places, you know, not sure if it's Canada, but New Zealand says it, you know. Anyway, so that's how they say the dates. But in the US, no, they've got to say it February 14th. And then he's like, it's kind of weird because, you know, you'd think logic you would say the day first because it's the smallest element, then the month is the next smallest element, and then the year, right? So 14th of February 2026 kind of makes sense because you're sort of stepping up. Whereas in America, no, it's February 14, right? And they generally don't say the year; they'll just say February 14. And he was talking about going off on tangents. This guy was talking about China, how they say the year first, like it's the year of the dragon, the year of the horse. It's like, Anyway, the funniest thing is in America, they all say the date, as you know, where it's the month first and then the year, except for the 4th of July.
Good point.
Yeah.
Go work that one out.
Carr? Good historical reason.
Not Jimmy Carr.
It's definitely going to be a story.
All right.
That's going to be a story.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, Wags. That is not the only same date format. Year, month, day. It's
a good computer date format. That one. That one is like an SQL date format. That one.
God, don't get me started on SQL.
If you're really hardcore, you get rid of the. If you're really hardcore, you get rid of the dashes. And you can turn it into an int. And you can turn it into an int 64.
Oh, you're gonna get rid of the dashes? What are you gonna put spaces there and go in all Python on me? Are you?
No. Get it to an integer.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want to go epoch, do you?
Where's the milliseconds?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry.
All the American people in the chat have just gone quiet after my 4th of July.
Yeah.
Their brains have just gone.
Yeah.
I can't expect Americans to make sense of something exactly. Yes, it's got to be irrational. That's the whole point. I mean, exactly. Mind blowing. I know. That's when I watched it. I was like, "It's got a good point. This guy. He's got a very good point." And like the crowd was laughing during the whole thing, except for that bit when he dropped that. And he's like, everyone went quiet. I thought, "Geez, mate, I don't know how long your stand-up career is going to go for, but I thought it was actually very interesting." Yeah, when you're a computer programmer, dates are an absolute nightmare because they can be written so many different ways with all sorts of different order. Yep. And all of a sudden the user just expects you to understand that's the date they're trying to feed into it. So yeah, especially when you've got like the 12th of June or something like that,
Yeah,
or the
something that's
6th of December, in number format, right? 6/12 or 12/6. And so if you're in the US, which one is it? So it would be the month first, then the day, then the year. And if you're in Australia or the UK, it'd be the day first, then the month, then the year. So if you're a computer, how do you work out who it is that's importing that date and what format do you use? And locale, I guess, is one way.
Well, I'll tell you the way I work it out. Wait until the following day when it's going to be obvious. Sorry, can't do data entry today. Enter it tomorrow.
Hang around. You're going to hang around on my website for another day.
Yeah.
I'm old school, as you can tell.
Now they're talking about temperatures now.
Tea time.
My Valentine has arrived with my cup of tea. Hi, darling.
Well, you know what we should do? We should let Ian
Where do you want to put it?
and
Oh, yeah,
Jane
just-
have a Valentine's Day. I think we should let them have one.
Okay.
We're about to finish, I think. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're lucky, mate. I don't get cup of teas brought to me.
Yeah, well, she's looking after me because I'm feeling a bit crook, you see.
You're a bit poorly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although
Anyway,
I've taken more drugs, so I'm all right now. I've taken some more ibuprofen. So
yeah. I think I might. I can feel myself
Zach.
just.
sorry, I've just seen Wagoo's kiss cam. Not going to happen, Wags.
Well, it's not a Coldplay concert for a start.
No,
No,
it's not. Exactly. Hey,
Not
can I just say we've got a band coming because Froome's full of tribute acts, right? The main big venue in town, and they've got a band coming, and they're called Coldplace. Just what a shit name! What a shit name for a covers band.
That's brilliant.
I mean, there's loads of them. There's. Oh, I mean, I went through their program. And me and Jay were just laughing. We were sat having a coffee and laughing at the fact that all these different band names.
That's classic.
What are they, from Scotland or something? Or that? Cold place.
Coldplace, maybe.
Really, that's how Behringer get their product names now. Look at tribute bands and say, how can we do this?
Yeah.
But with synthesizers.
I reckon they just get it from the guy with the bloody top bun. I
Top
reckon
notch, yeah. Well,
he just does it all. Yeah.
I don't have long enough hair to do that anymore.
nothing against top knots,
Can't
but
be-
he's
I can't put
just
the
annoyed me.
Top knot on.
Yeah.
In fact, my youngest son has a top knot from time to time.
I could grow us a bit longer and get a top knot happen if you guys want it. Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, I will. I'll make the call. I think we'll end the show before it gets even worse.
This kid's just said it was Jane, not Nancy from Heart, because I said I was in love with Nancy from Heart earlier on.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
She won't. She wouldn't even know he said that though. She won't ever find out either.
No.
He's safe, I think. Yeah.
I'll go and tell her it's all right.
No, but what you're going to do next is you're going to go and play Magic Man to Jane, aren't you? Because you want to hear the mini Moog. You're going to want to hear the mini Moog solo.
Exactly, yeah.
She won't even know.
Darling, yeah.
Got it open.
No.
I've got it open in a tab ready to check.
Yeah.
Dutifully.
Get my CD out.
All right, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your Synthy week. Don't forget to press record. And thank you very much for being part of this show for the last 7 years. We've got many more to come. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Be nice to your mum. Be nice to your loved ones on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all you guys out and ladies out there.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. I won't be here next week, Rant. I'll talk to you off camera about that.
No worries, mate.
I've got a medical appointment, but yeah. So
That's all.
have a good week, people.
Don't tell them anything else. Yep.
No, that's fine.
Don't tell them where it hurts.
I'll check.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with my head.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll check out my track
Maybe next
tomorrow. It's a 90s classic.
Yeah, make sure you guys click on that.
yeah.
Click on their
Wasn't
links
check
in
out
the description.
previous weeks as well.
Click on their links.
Yeah.
Darren's
CD.
Yeah.
Darren's feeling a bit lonely. He wants people
Check
to click
us
on
out.
his tracks.
I need to click on Darren's too.
Yeah.
Links, definitely.
Thanks, guys.
See you
Toodaloo.
later.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.